Her first time was offered to a CEO but falsely accused of seducing men. Ella lay on the bed, thinking that Lucas wasn't someone who could easily be seduced by Teresa. Although they are currently only in a contractual relationship, but being together, she already has feelings for him. Lucas told with Ella they go to her father's company and Ella can finally get her father's company right. Just thinking about it made her excited. Lucas raised his finger and announced that he was QI's largest shareholder. Ella and her uncle were surprised. It turned out that he had set up a battle to buy shares from small shareholders long ago, plus the 20% of the shares that Ella gave him. Now that he is the largest shareholder of the company, it is a good calculation. Looking at a stack of transfer papers in front of her eyes, Ella was like being struck by lightning. These people were all people her father trusted but gave her father's company to someone else. Now, she is shocked to realize that she has been tricked by Lucas. Ella's uncle asked to let him continue as dealer president, but Lucas just coldly said, "This position must be held by his wife to be the most suitable." Ella looking at him, "To be your puppet?" Lucas whispered in her ear, "We have to deal with this old fox. Our story will be told later." Ella has no other choice. She resolutely tells her uncle to return to his old position. This position he does not need to work hard. Looking at the eloquent appearance of his little wife, Lucas felt very satisfied. After Ella's uncle left, Ella stood dumbfounded in front of the window. Lucas knew she had something to say. He lifted her chin up. "You can see the reality clearly. Besides me, no one will spend money to solve the mess in your company, nor will anyone help you get back the acquired company. You have to thank me for keeping the promise." Ella only to find the man in front of her despicable, shameless. Her father's lifelong devotion was only his spoils. "You were stupid to believe him." Lucas showed no attitude and said that Ella was done crying. "Think of a way to revive QI's company. This is what you need to do, as a major shareholder of Qi and as your husband. I will definitely support you as much as I can." When she heard that her husband was demoted and Ella became the president of the dealership, Teresa's mother panicked and urged Teresa to get dating with Lucas. Teresa was sure of victory. She promised her mother, as long as she wanted, she would definitely achieve it. The two-faced of CEO also has a warm heart, silently protecting his little wife. Since Ella took over the position of agency president, looking at the pile of papers on the table, she sighed. Indeed, the president is not easy. Lucas came home and saw Ella mumbling that he was a scammer, then sighed, "What a worried girl." Being hugged by a warm person, then carefully covered and caressed the cute face. Maybe he shouldn't let her get into this dire struggle. Kiss little wife's face and hope she can have a good dream. Lucas came to the desk to help Ella with the company's problems. In the morning, when she woke up, she found herself lying on the bed, quickly got up and went to the bookroom to find that the documents were all processed. It's all about Lucas helping, but why is he doing all this for me? From the maid learned that Lucas stayed up all night and had to go on a business trip for a week, but in her heart Ella sympathized with him. Ella shook her head and stopped thinking. Did he ever go on a business trip and go with Teresa? Suddenly, Bella, bathroom door transmits Bella's sound. "It's not like what we've done, but why are you always indifferent to me? You really don't love me." Ella played the recording. "Bean, how can you say such things? If you don't divorce, I will go find your wife. I'm pregnant. Do you dare to accept?" After hearing this shocking news, Ella regained her composure and left. "Aunt, hope you like the big gift your child gave you." On this side, knowing her husband has another woman, she was very angry. To confirm the truth, Teresa decided to go to the company. Ella had already calculated the time just waiting for the fish to bite the hook. The knocking sound rang out. Teresa pushed the door open and stormed in to get the recording. Who was that woman, or was she trying to irritate me? I did not expect her heart to be so cruel. Ella laughed and told the staff to call Bella here. Teresa was still thinking. Ella was just someone who relied on Lucas's power. Waiting for Bella to arrive, the moment she opened her mouth, Teresa noticed. This voice and the voice in the other recording were exactly the same. She rushed forward, grabbed her collar, and had to teach her a lesson today. Raising her hand to prepare a cruel hand, Bella blushed, sat on the ground. Teresa cursed Bella. How could she shamelessly destroy other people's families? Are you pregnant? Raise her foot and kick Bella's stomach. Ella originally wanted to see this play, but seeing that, she told Teresa to stop. Knock hard on the table. This is my company. It's not your turn to teach my employees. Even if there is animosity, this is my employee. You're the one who seduces others while insulting others. It's really eye-opening. Teresa didn't know what to say after hearing that. Ella asks Bella she's okay. At this time, Ella's uncle heard the news and rushed over, quickly scolding Teresa that she was just like her mother, only knew how to play pranks on others. Hurry home for me. Do a very embarrassing joke for everyone, and then hold Teresa's hand and take her to home. Ella went to her grandmother's birthday and eavesdropping on her husband's news from others. Who is Tina? Yvonne took a sip of wine and then told Ella that Lucas didn't love her at all. She was deliberately provoked by this person. She didn't care if he loved me or not, but at least we were still husband and wife, right? Ella saw that Yvonne was drunk. She didn't want to continue here arguing with her. Up on the rooftop to enjoy the wind, Yvonne did not give up, chased Ella. You can understand the feeling of being robbed of the one you love, but can you also blame me? Yvonne shouted. One day Lucas would divorce her. Tina shrugged her shoulders and said whatever, because there was no love between the two of them, except for benefits. This attitude would totally excite Yvonne. The day Tina returns is the day you will have to give up Lucas. Ella was silent. It turned out that the Tina everyone was talking about was a woman. This husband of mine seems to have a lot of secrets. After the party was over, Ella breathed a sigh of relief. Suddenly a shadow appeared on the top of her head. Before she could regain her senses, he was forced into the bed. The man stared at her and said that her expression just now wasn't good. Because she was too generous, to leave time for her husband and Ella to review the past, but was reprimanded by him. Ella was heartbroken but did not dare to say it, only silently endured. Seeing Lucas's handsome face, she still couldn't help but wonder, is you hiding a lot of things from yourself? For example, the woman named Tina, but the man did not answer. Ella, very understanding, raised her head and kissed him on the lips. The end of this conversation was a melee. Ella was exhausted to death over and over again. In the dream, it is still said that this man's physical strength is strong. But what Ella didn't think was that Lucas was still unsatisfied. Early in the morning, he wanted to continue again. Ella was speechless. Had to think about the reason to refuse. Suddenly felt a sharp pain. My stomach hurt so much. It seemed like I drank alcohol last night. The man ignored her explanation, directly carried her to the hospital. Ella used all the remaining strength to explain that just taking the medicine was enough. The man could only hastily put her down, going to find medicine for Ella. Although she was very happy in her heart, she did not dare to argue, only obediently obeyed. In the evening, Lucas had to show the image of a caring husband, not only preparing a nutritious menu for Ella, but also instructing the maid to cook soup for her every night. Ella just wanted to quickly tear off the fake mask of this scheming man, but the plan has yet to materialize. Ella had to go to work as usual. Looks like there are some rumors circulating in the company and the aim is half done. Ella was satisfied but also couldn't let those rumors continue to spread. After giving the task to the secretary, she just wanted to rest for a while. Lucas walked over. Looks like the days without me here. You've become stronger. Ella said it was also because of you. Lucas was very emotional and said, do you really think your husband is that good? Ella ignored it. As for the company, she already have a plan. Teresa's mother, once she knew Bella's existence, could cause conflict between them. Until then, Bella will be on my side. After hearing her plan, Lucas raised his finger, saying she was the woman he chose. The two on this side said enthusiastically, Teresa has arrived. Lucas avoided. Unexpectedly, Teresa and her mother came here not to reconcile but to calculate debt. Why don't you fire Bella? Ella is a bit uncomfortable, directly expressing her attitude that if she wants to fire Bella, Bean must also be fired. Lucas went to interrupt. No matter what, one hand can't make a sound. This mother and daughter saw Lucas's eyes light up, completely no longer thinking about Bella. Teresa rushed over at once, the man impolitely pushing her away. Lady, you and me are very close? Ella immediately understood and cooperated with him. Teresa starts panicking. Teresa's mother drags her outside. Ella laughed, watching the two of them leave. This feeling of revenge was fun. But the other mother and daughter left less than half an hour later and continued to cause trouble. They beat Bella and had to be hospitalized. After hearing this, Ella went to the hospital with Lucas. Once again in the emergency room with indescribable sadness, her mind is full of images of her from before. Lucas hugs Ella. The doctor came out and said that the child in Bella's belly could not be kept. Ella knows this is her fault. If I wasn't divisive her, Bella wouldn't have been beaten. Although Ella looked so pitiful crying, Lucas still wanted to wake up this innocence. Is this the time to feel regret? Your father was also taken to prison by her. Ella immediately sobered up mentally. Now you need to pull Bella to your side. Sure enough, Bella jumped up from the bed. Not only do I want to cut ties with him, but I also have to spread bad news about him and his company. Ella inwardly rejoiced, finally waiting for this moment. Bella once calmed down immediately sorry Ella, admitting to be the one who fixed the company's paper.